to spend a few minutes talking about the need for balance, more specifically, the return of balance. If you've driven a car for any length of time, chances are you've had a flat tire. You likely didn't plan ahead to have a flat tire that day, making it something of an emergency. Were you on your way to work, picking up children from school, meeting a friend for lunch? Then boom, you have a flat tire. Fortunately, there are options like changing the tire yourself or calling for assistance to repair and get you back on the road. I choose this example because not only was your car out of balance, but is completely immobilized. It is not going anywhere until you replace the tire. In some ways, we too become immobilized when we suffer an internal flat tire. In 2020, I suffered a metaphorical flat tire in my work life. I was one of many that lost their jobs due to the pandemic. I had worked for this establishment for 23 years. This was not just a flat tire in life, but a magnificent blowout that throws rubber across the road. I was on the side of that road waiting for help for a long time, let me tell you. Let me widen the perspective on balance to include physical balance. If you have ever suffered from vertigo or an inner ear infection, you realize pretty quickly how hard it becomes to put one foot in front of the other without fear of falling. Have you ever gotten up too quickly and lost your balance, even for a split second? What about almost slipping on ice or oil or wet tile? Did you take a moment to regain your balance? Did your heart beat a little faster for a moment? Then what did you do? Did you see the doctor about the vertigo or infection? Warn someone about the ice, oil, or get a towel to dry the tile. You probably took concrete steps to restore your own balance and make sure others didn't have the same experience. Do you carry those memories of compromised balance with you? Do you share those memories with others who may be suffering the same way? Not only do you help your body to rebalance by restoring confidence in your ability to navigate these situations in the future, but you help others by sharing your story. We are a community and have the honor to help others rebalance when needed. A member loses a loved one, another becomes ill, another has a new child, another gets married, another goes off to college. All of these are moments when we help our community to rebalance their lives or find a new balance. Since this is a session on Advent, you likely knew I was going to bring up the need for spiritual rebalancing. We all saw it coming. Let me bring to mind the image of a wind chime. What happens when one part of the wind chime is larger than another? Nothing. Nothing happens. Everything is off kilter. If one of the cymbals is imbalanced, the whole chime leans. There are no beautiful tones or tinkling music from an imbalanced chime. Think for a moment about the many aspects of your life as parts of that wind chime. Home life, one cymbal. Spiritual life, one cymbal. Relationships, one cymbal. And so forth. Is your wind chime balanced? Mine sure isn't. If there was a strong wind, I would make something closer to a clang than beautiful music I could make when all things are equal. Finding that new balance in my life is a path I am walking these days. Thankfully, I'm not walking this path alone. Many of us are rebalancing in one area of life or another. In the busy times ahead, I invite you to think about how you need to rebalance. Remember, the goal is to live a life in balance so God can use you to make beautiful music. He has plans for all of us. We are responsible to care for our physical, emotional, and spiritual lives. So ask yourselves, how can I continue to balance or rebalance if needed? Do you need to take an extra 10 minutes to sit with coffee and say just one more prayer? Do you need to sit out one event or another? Say no instead of yes to that thing that will add more activity to your already hectic schedule. Take a friend to lunch just to enjoy their company. Sleep more, walk more, stop and watch the sunrise or sunset. Only you know what will help put tires back on your car. keep from slipping on the wet tile, or adjust your wind chime.